Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we were discussing about the electricity topic. In that topic, we were discussing about the resistors in series as well as resistors in the parallel, and we discussed some numericals about those things. So, in today's class, we are going to see about some in-text questions which is given in your textbook, as well as we are going to see about the advantages and disadvantages of the parallel connection as well as series connection. So first I am going to discuss about the disadvantages of the series connection and the advantages of the parallel connection, then I am going to solve that question. So if you check here, we already know that in a series connection, the current flowing through that circuit will remain same. It will be constant one. It will be constant one. So if you take the series connection, if the current is constant one, if you check all the devices, all the equipment which we are going to use, if you take the example of the fan, if you take the example of the bulb, if you take the example of the electric geyser, if you take the example of the electric iron, those require same amount of current, the amount of current will be changed there. They doesn't require same amount of current. The value of the current requirement in those conditions, in those equipments is different. If in those equipments is different values, then how can we connect that home appliance, that is nothing but those components in series connection? It is not possible that all those equipments are going to function on the same current. So it is not possible. For that reason, the home appliances, whatever we are going to use, we are going to connect those things in parallel connection. In parallel connection. Why? The amount of current requirement is different. For that reason, the amount of current they are going to get by the same voltage. So when you connect them in the parallel connection, if the voltage is same, whatever the current they require, they are going to get that current by the voltage. So if we connect in the series, it is not possible that all the equipments are going to work properly. So this is the major disadvantages of the series connection, and this is the major advantage of the parallel connection. Right? In the same manner, if you take another example, another thing. So I am going to connect 3 resistors. So this is the R1, this is the R2, and this is the R3. In this series connection, same resistor I am going to connect in the parallel connection. In the parallel connection. So this is the R1, this is the R2, and this is the R3. So since here current is same, all the equipment require different amount of current. We know that here different amount of current, for that reason we can't connect those things in series, but here the amount of current is different only. For that reason we are going to connect all the equipments in the parallel. The second disadvantage of the advantage of the series, and it will become advantage of the parallel connection. So if you check here, if we connect these things to a battery plus minus, what will happen? The current starts to flow from here to this and to the all the resistor. Right? So if this resistor R1 is get damaged, resistor is nothing but the equipment. It may be a bulb, or it may be a fan, or it may be anything. So those are the equipments. If this bulb is get damaged, what will happen? This circuit becomes open one. So if the current is not flowing through this bulb, is it possible that this resistor, that is nothing but this bulb and this bulb, R2 and R3 bulb, are going to get the current from this source? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. Because of the damage of this thing, there is a circuit break is going to happen. If the circuit break happens, then the current is not going to flow to the R2 and R3. Right? In the same way, if we take the parallel connection here, if this get damaged here, there is no current flowing through the R1. That means R2 and R3 are not getting the current. No, they are getting the current. So here in this case, here in this way the current is not flowing, but here the potential difference as well as current is flowing in this direction, since the connection is there. But if one gets damaged, all the circuit gets off. It is not going to get the supply in the series connection. In the same way, if you take the parallel connection, if one gets damaged, other two or other equipments are going to function properly due to they are connected to the wires. Right? For that reason, for these two advantages as well as for these two disadvantages of the series connection, we are not going to connect all the home equipments in series connection, but for the advantage of this parallel connection, we are going to connect all the home equipments, home appliances in parallel connection only. In the parallel connection only. For that reason, if you check that thing, we are going to get two wires, main wires. One is neutral, another one is charge carrying wire. So those two wires are connected with multiple wires, which are connected to a fan, iron bulb, another electrical equipment. So that all those are connected in the parallel connection. So if one gets damaged, if bulb is get damaged, all the other home appliances, they are like TV, like fans, are functioning properly. Those are functioning properly. If we connect those things in series connection, if bulb gets damaged, then TV and the fans are going to stop working. For that reason, we are not connecting those things in series, but we are connecting those things in parallel. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the parallel connection and the series connection. I hope this is clear. Now let us consider numericals in text question which is given in the page number 216. So the first question here, get the equivalent resistance when the following are connected in parallel. Following are connected in parallel. So one is given 1 ohm and 10 raised to 6 ohm. Second question which is given 1 ohm, 10 raised to 3 ohms and 10 raised to 6 ohms. So we have to calculate the RP in both the cases. So let R1 equal to 1 ohm here, this will be 1 ohm, and R2 equal to 10 raised to 6 ohms. Now what you have to calculate here, you have to calculate the RP which is equal to quotient mark. Therefore we know that by the formula 1 by RP equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 divided by R2. So that is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 6. 1 divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 6. So how we are going to write 1 by 1 and 1 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 6? Either finding the LCM, you can write that thing, or I am going to directly write it as 1 by RP equal to 1 by 1 is equal to how much? It is 1 only. So 1 by 10 raised to 6 can be written as 10 raised to minus 6. Right? Is it possible to write it as 10 raised to minus 6? Yes, it is possible. So that I am going to write it as 10 raised to minus 6. So next, 1 plus, what is the value of 10 raised to minus 6 here? It is nothing but 0.00001. Right, like that we can write it as. So 1 by RP is equal to 1 plus 0.00001 is equal to how much? It will be equal to 1.00001, which is nearly equal to 1. Which is nearly equal to 1. Therefore, RP is equal to 1. We have to reciprocate it. Therefore, 1 divided by 1, it is equal to how much? It is equal to 1 ohm. Therefore, in the first case, the RP, that is nothing but equivalent resistance in parallel connection, is equal to how much? It is equal to 1 ohms. So next take the second question. We can do this answer or question solution of this problem by calculating the LCM. So it will become 10 raised to 6 LCM. Here we are going to write the 10 raised to 6 plus 1. It will become 1000001 divided by 1650. So it is going to give the nearest value, that is nothing but 1.00001, which is equal to 1. Right. Next, second question. So let's test the first resistance as R1 equal to 1 ohm, R2 equal to 10 raised to 3 ohms, R3 equal to 10 raised to 6 ohms. Right? By the formula we know that how to calculate the parallel resistance, that is nothing but 1 by RP equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3, right? So it will become what? 1 divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 3 plus 1 divided by 10 raised to 6. So we can write it as 1 plus, how you are going to write it? 1 divided by 10 raised to 3 here. You are going to write it as 10 raised to minus 3, right? So it will be plus 10 raised to minus 6, right? Which is equal to 1 plus 0.001 plus 0.00001, right? So it will become what? 1.001001. It is also nearly equal to 1. Therefore 1 by Rp equal to 1. Therefore Rp is equal to how much? It is equal to 1 divided by 1 equal to 1 ohms. 1 divided by 1 equal to 1 ohms. So you are going to get the value Rp at 0.99999 something like that, which is nearly equal to 1. We are going to take it as 1 ohm only. So this is the effective resistance of 1 ohm, 10 raised to 3 ohm and 10 raised to 6 ohm resistors which are connected in the parallel system. So this is the answer for question number 1 on the page number 216. Now let us consider the second question here. An electric lamp of 100 ohm, a toaster of resistance 50 ohms and a water filter of 500 ohm resistance are connected in parallel to 220 volt source. What is the resistance of the electric iron connected to the same source and takes as much as current as the appliances? And what is the current through it? So in the problem statement, what they are given? They are given the three appliances like electric lamp, toaster and a water filter having different resistance and are connected in the parallel connection to a 220 volt voltage supply. So instead of those three appliances, we are going to take only one appliance, that is nothing but here it is going to take electric iron. So that electric iron is again connected to the same supply only. Here whatever the three equipments are connected to the same supply, 220 volt supply. Instead of those three things, here they are connecting the electric iron to a same source supply, and that electric iron is taking as much current as these three appliances. So we have to calculate the value of the current which is flowing through this electric iron as well as the value of the current which is flowing through all those three electrical appliances. Right. So for that reason, what you have to do here, we have to draw a circuit diagram for all those things. So let us consider this the electric lamp. Second one, how they are connected? They are connected in parallel connection. So first one is electric lamp. Second one is a toaster of resistance 50 ohm. So this is the toaster. Third thing, this will be the water filter. So how they are connected? They are connected to a parallel system. Right. So this is the 100 ohm. This is the 50 ohm. This is the 500 ohm. So they are connected to a parallel system to a supply source of 220 volts. Supply of 220 volts. Right. So instead of these three appliances, and it is consuming I current, the total current flowing through this is I, and the current flowing through is the I1, and here it is the I2, and here is the I3. Right. In the same manner, instead of these three things, we are using only one equipment, that is nothing but iron, electric iron, which is also consuming the same amount of current, which is also connected to the same source supply. So if you draw the circuit diagram of this, so this will be the this will be the electric iron. So we don't know that value of the electric iron, which is also connected to the same voltage supply of 220 volt, and current is flowing like that. So if supply is same, current is also same. So what we have to find out here, we have to find out the resistance of this electric iron, which is equal to the effective resistance of these three equipments, which is equal to these three equipments. So we are going to merge these three equipments into a single equipment. Then whatever the resistance which is going to come of these three equipments will be equal to the resistance of this electric iron. So it is Rp. Right. To find out the total current here, we want effective resistance of the total resultant resistance from this case. If the total resistance we are going to find here, then the current flowing through we are easily going to find out. So the current value here and here is the same. Because of that, first we have to find out the RP here. So we are going to merge all those things to make a single equipment. So for the merging all these three equipments into a single equipment, for that reason we have to find out the value of the RP. So therefore, take the values, that is nothing but resistance of the electric lamp. So let us resistance of the electric lamp be the R1. That is nothing but how much, which is equal to 100 ohms. And resistance of the what is the next? Electric lamp, then electric toaster. Electric toaster be the R2, which is equal to 50 ohms. Next, resistance of the electric filter. Resistance of the electric filter be the R3, which is equal to 500 ohms. Right? So calculate the total current. Therefore, the total current flowing through here, total current I is equal to quotient mark, as well as the total resistance. The total resistance RP is equal to quotient mark. RP is equal to quotient mark. So what we have to do here, we have to first find out the RP, that is nothing but this RP is equal to the resistance of this electric iron. So if you find out the electric iron, we are going to use the Ohm's law. By the Ohm's law, we are going to find out the electric current here. So therefore, 1 by RP equal to 1 divided by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3. So that is equal to what is the value of R1 here, which is equal to 100. So 1 divided by 100 plus 1 divided by 50 plus 1 divided by 500. Right? R1 is 100, R2 is 50, R3 is 500. So if you take the LCM here of 100, 50 and 500, it will be 500. So here into 5, here into 10 and here into 1. So 5, 10, 1 is equal to how much? It will be 5 plus 10 plus 1, which is equal to 16 divided by 500. Right? Therefore, 4 4s are 4, 1, 2, 5s are. Right? Therefore, 1 by RP equal to 4 divided by 125. So what we have to calculate here? We have to calculate the RP. Therefore, we have to reciprocate it. Therefore, RP equal to 125 divided by 4, which is equal to how much? Which is equal to 31.25. Which is equal to 31.25 ohms. So if you make this up, it will be 62.5 ohms. Again, we make it up, it will become 31.25 ohms. Therefore, the RP is equal to 31.25 ohms. Right? So next, what you have to find out, the total current flowing through this circuit. Through this circuit as well as this circuit, both will be the same. So the RP is equal to, it is the resistance of the RP is equal to, it is the resistance of the electric iron. It is the resistance of the electric iron. So the current flowing through this circuit can be calculated by using the Ohm's law. By using the Ohm's law. So by Ohm's law, what is R is equal to V divided by RP. So voltage is given as 220 volt. So it is equal to 220 divided by what is the effective resistance here. It is equal to 31.25. Instead of 31.25, I am going to take it as 125 divided by 4. So it is 125 divided by 4, which is equal to 220 into 4 divided by 125. So it is 525 into 5 4, which is equal to 176 divided by 25. So I am going to multiply into 4 so that I am going to get the answer. So if you multiply 176 into 4, it will become 704, right? 176 2 how much? It will be 352. So 352 2 704 divided by, if you multiply with the 4 here also, it will become how much? It will become 100. So it is equal to how much? If divided by 100, we have to give 2 decimal points here. So that it will become 7.04 amperes. So the current flowing through the electric iron is equal to how much? It is equal to 7.04 amperes. So it is the total current. It is the total current which is flowing through that circuit. So this is the answer for the in-text question number 2. So therefore the current flowing through the circuit, the current flowing through the circuit is 7.04 amperes. So this is the answer for the question number 2. I hope this is clear. Now let us consider fourth problem. And the in-text question which is given in the page number 216. Third question and fifth question taken as homework. So already I discussed about the third question. That is nothing but what are the advantages of connecting electrical device in parallel with the battery instead of connecting them in series. Already we discussed at the start of this class. And fifth question is what is the highest and the lowest total resistance that can be secured by the combination of 4 coils of resistance 4 ohms, 8 ohms, 12 ohms and 20 ohms, which is already discussed while discussing about the series connection and the parallel connection. So to get the maximum resistance, we are going to connect the resistors in this series, whereas to get the minimum resistance, we are going to connect those resistors in parallel connection. So already I discussed about those things while discussing about the derivations of the effective resistance in series as well as the effective resistance in parallel connection. Right. So try to solve those two questions and take those two questions as exam homework questions. So I'm going to solve the fourth question here. So the fourth question which is given here, how can 3 resistors of resistance 2 ohms, 3 ohms, 6 ohms be connected to give a total resistance of 4 ohm and 1 ohms? 4 ohm and 1 ohm. So in the problem statement they are given 3 resistors of having resistance of 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 6 ohm. So we have to connect those 3 resistors in such a manner that we should get the effective resistance as 4 ohm as well as we have to get the effective resistance as 1 ohm. Right, so how it is possible, how we are going to connect here? If the number of resistors are given as 3, so those 3 resistors we can connect in 4 types. There are 4 possibilities of connecting those 3 resistors. In 4 patterns we are going to connect those 3 resistors. So let us take the first pattern here. First pattern is we can connect all the resistors in series. First, 2, 3. Right, this is the first possibility of connecting all the 3 resistors in series. Second possibility, then we are going to connect all the resistors in the parallel. All the resistors in parallel. It is the second possibility. Right. Either we connect like this or we can connect like this. So what will be the third possibility? We can connect one resistor to a system of 2 resistors which are connected in parallel. So from those 3 resistors we are connecting 2 resistors parallel and 1 resistor in series. To do this system we are connecting 1 resistor in series. So it is also a possibility of connecting all those 3 resistors in this manner. Or what we can do here, we can take 2 resistors in series and another resistor we are going to connect to that series connection in parallel. So this is the fourth possibility. In such manner we are also going to connect those resistors. Right, it is also possible. So if they given the 3 resistors and they told you to calculate the effective resistance, there are 4 possibilities of connecting all those resistors. The first possibility, connecting those in the series. Second possibility, all the resistors in the parallel. Third possibility, one resistor in series to a system of 2 two resistors which are connected in the parallel. And the fourth possibility is a resistor is connecting in parallel to a system of two resistors which are connected in series. In this way, we can connect all those resistors. Right? So one by one, we are going to find out the effective resistors. So let us take this as the 2 ohms, this as the 3 ohms, this as the 6 ohms. So this is also 2 ohm, 3 ohm and 6 ohm. So one by one we are going to calculate here. So to calculate the effective resistance in series, what is the formula there? It is Rs equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So Rs equal to, what is R1 here? 2 plus 3 plus 6, which is equal to how much? Which is equal to 11 ohms. So therefore Rs equal to 11 ohms. So what is the required total resistance here? It is 4 ohm and it is 1 ohm. So but in the series connection we are getting as the total resistance as 11 ohms. So this connection is not valid here. This connection is not valid here. We are not getting the effective resistance as 4, either 4 or 1 ohm. So we are not going to connect those three resistors in series. The second thing here we are going to calculate the Rp value. So that 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 divided by R2 plus 1 divided by R3. So it is equal to 1 divided by R1 is equal to how much? It is equal to 2 plus 1 divided by 3 plus 1 divided by 6. So if you take down the LCM here, it will be 6. So here into 3, here into 2, here into 1. So it will become 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is equal to 6 divided by 6. 6 6 get cancelled. It is going to give 1 by Rp equal to 1. Therefore Rp equal to how much? 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1 ohms. So therefore Rp equal to 1 ohm. Rp equal to 1 ohm. So if you check the problem statement here, in the second question, the effective resistance is 1 ohm. The required total resistance value is 1 ohm. So we are getting the total required resistance value is 1 ohm when we connect all those three resistors in parallel connection. In the parallel connection. So we are getting the 1 ohm value when all the resistors are connected in parallel. So while solving the problem, like this you have to solve. So when all the resistors are connected in parallel, we are getting the 1 ohm resistors. Like this you have to solve those things. If you skip this, it is okay. Since we are going to add all the resistor values, so we are going to get the total resistance in series. So it is easy to calculate this thing, but this thing you have to calculate. So next we are going to see that this is the 2 ohm resistor, this will be the 3 ohm resistor, and this will be the 6 ohm resistors. Right. So if you check here, this is the system of parallel connection which is connected to the another resistor which is connected in series. For that reason, first we have to calculate the effective resistance of this